So we signed up people, but we never got any builders. And I never knew what that word meant. So we finally, and back in the olden days, we had to do a lot more PV. We had to do a lot more cases. I know you know those days, Debbie, because that was definitely you as well. So it took us a long time to hit bronze. And then...
Can somebody help me?
Oh, they can help.
Yeah, somebody's... I don't know. Do you hear that, Debbie? I don't know if you have control of the mutes.
I do, and I will.
Okay. I guess it was about a year ago, and Jerry White, who's our upline, formed this group called the Masters Group. And I did a talk with him this morning with our group of people, and it was just cross-line, all under Jerry. And he formed this group, and we became an accountability group. But that was when my life turned around, was when we had other people, and I finally felt like I was part of a team. And so we talked every week, and things just started to take off. And I started doing connect calls. And that was when things really started to work. But another pivotal point in my life was I just turned 61 in July, a couple days ago. And last year, at my birthday, it was kind of a very surreal moment because my father was a brilliant oral surgeon, but he also died an alcoholic. And he died at the age of 60. And it really hit me that, you know, I always felt too that when I was a broker, it was a love-hate relationship. We made good money off and on, but then, you know, when the stock market's going up, everybody's happy, but when it goes south, everybody's mad. And then they blame you. Yeah. And you had nothing to do with it, obviously. And but I never liked my job. For 30 years, I was a broker, and it was feast or famine. I mean, it was every month you'd have to start over. You go back to zero, commission-based only. So if you didn't make any sales, you didn't make any money. At that time, there was no residual income in the business. But then I finally figured this out. And I finally figured, when I was a broker, who was the expert? You know, it's kind of like you. When you were, you know, interior designing, you were the expert. I had to be the expert. That was the single hardest thing for me to do, was to give that up, is that I can't be the expert. And when Jerry formed this group of people, I called on them. I flat out wore them out. Just like I've heard, you know, David Silverman wearing you out, and then Alan Noble with Trish wearing him out. I wore out Jerry White, and I still do. I still call the son of a gun 5 or 6 times a day, and I won't give up. But when it hit me with my dad and where am I going, what am I doing, this is the most amazing opportunity I've ever seen in my life. And then that was when we just kicked it into gear. And we just kept drilling down. We just kept calling our downline. We kept calling new people. Guess who's calling? Finally, he returns my phone call. Jerry White. He's awful. But when Jerry did that, it made me feel part of a family. It made me feel like I wasn't alone, because I sit here in what my wife calls my cave, and I was always used to being around people. And, I'll never forget one of the first clients. It was an investment client that I went to go talk with him when I first got started. And I asked people this question a lot, because I went to him and I shared ASEA. I did my investment stuff. And then I had to go home, or he had to go home to get his wife to sign a paper. And I met him the next day, and I walked into his office, and Debbie, he made me feel like an idiot. Literally. He goes, I can't believe you're a part of something so stupid as this. And he goes, Jim, it's a scam. It's a known scam. You know it is. And I didn't know really how to come back.
I would just say be laughing last.
Yeah, right. So I went out to my car, and here's what I asked people that are new. I said, what would have been the first thing you would have done when you got back to your car? And I asked folks that, and I would ask everybody on the call, what would be your answer? What would you do? And the first thing that I did is I called Terry Latham. And we proceeded to laugh about it, to laugh it off. Because if I would have sat there and moped and been, oh, I should go back in there and fight for it, oh, you knucklehead, you don't know what you're. By the way, there's one thing ASEA will never fix, and it's called stupid. And I've kind of toned that down as like silly, stubborn, but then I'll throw in stupid. It won't fix stupid. But when people get a grip of what this is, and I would say that if we can do this, anybody can do it, and it works. And then I don't know who that is again. You hear that too again? And I control all the Zooms for all the things we do, so I always keep my eyeballs on that too.
Go ahead, and I'm still looking for it.
Okay. So, I don't know if you guys know Jim Dragon, and something that was part of this Masters group that Jerry started is Jim Dragon about a year ago said, guys, get a piece of paper, a notepad, and write down what do you really, really, really want. And write it out. Don't just speak it, but write it out and make it a form of a prayer. But I would say for your ASEA business and for your personal life, what do you really, really want? We had our Dallas Regional this past Saturday, and I was fortunate to be able to get up and talk. Has anybody ever seen the movie Miracle? It's a hockey movie.
Yes.
I would highly just go to YouTube and type in the movie The Miracle, and there's a 5-minute clip that you see the back end of the movie. And I would recommend everybody to go watch it. It's so blasted inspirational, but go all the way to the end. Because there's one part at the end, and these guys had to fight. It was all these college-age kids going up against the Russians who were all professional hockey players, right? And they hadn't lost in 20 years. It was just, maybe they lost once or twice. But to see what these young men were able to do, but it all began with one thing. Do you know what it was, Debbie? Began with one thing. Huh?
Well, they were a team, and they worked together, and they thought as one, and they went out and they made the decision they were going to win.
But the coach had something else before all that was even formed. He played on that team 20 years earlier, and he got cut, the last cut. Guys, it all starts with one thing, and it's called a dream. You've got to have a dream. And I know you guys probably do the dream boards, right?
Yes.
I haven't done one, but I've got what my why is. But you have to know why you're doing this. And if your why isn't big enough, if your why doesn't bring a tear when you're really telling some of your dearest friends why you're doing this, then it's not deep enough. You got to dig deeper, because every day that my wife and I wake up, it's like we are so blessed to be able to go out and share this. And if we don't do it, I feel like I'm not fulfilling what God put me here for. And when you have that deep of a conviction, nothing's going to stop you. And yeah, when I was a broker, I was making 350 calls a day to outbound people and I could still go through my speech, what I said, man, I can rattle it off, and it's been 35 years. But guys, I don't care what they say. Like Tyler Norton said at last year's convention, if y'all are not going to convention, get there. But the one thing he said is that this science is not in question. Our business model is not in question. We can go out with all the confidence in the world. And something that really helped me, by the way, with the network marketing thing, which I really did. I had never done network marketing before, by the way. And I don't know if you all know what I call the manna from heaven. If you've got someone helping you build a leg, we've got 800 people under us now. We've had one person put in under us. We had to build both of our legs. Nothing was given to us. And I tell my people, don't expect it. Don't ask for it. If you don't get it, suck it up, cupcakes, and you'll get through this. But this is your business. It's my business. And no one's responsible for it but me. But it starts with a dream and write out what do you really, really want and why. And then that's what gets me up every day to do what we do. And it's just such a blessing. But Debbie, it's such an honor to come in here. And I'm not sure how I could talk forever. So you better shut me up or I'll never know when to stop.
One of the things on the Charge Up call that you had said one time that really struck me, you said you were looking at from the audience on the stage and you were seeing people go up there getting rank advancement after rank advancement, and you finally looked up and said, if they can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
And that's what changed for you. And so you made the decision, you had your dream, you made the decision, and then it just, and luckily you're part of a team, but we tried, we really, David and I try to help our team and be there and form it and, have them all come together, and we do private things for people and stuff like that. So anybody who wants it, we're there to help. And that's something that I think you really have to be a part of. I know Mike really helped me.
And at the end of the day, Debbie, you're right. It's your business.
Yes.
And, whether or not you have any upline support or not, it's your business.
Right.
And you have to go build it.
And if you don't have upline support, you go upline until you find it.
Correct. And the other thing that we've done is we've gone cross-line. I've talked to you. You've helped out. I've go to multiple people that we've gotten help from. But the other thing I would suggest, if you're not doing this is something else my wife and I finally made the choice to do, because Terry Latham kept coming after us. Jim, are you doing an in-home? Are you doing an in-home meeting? And we have started, and I'm going to throw it out there. We do have a Friday night call. It's a Zoom call at 7 o'clock Central Time, where I've had Debbie. I've had multiple others, Jerry White, William Friedman, Jim Dragon, Maureen Hayes, Tom Beasley. We have these different people come in and do a Zoom presentation. And it's kind of like what the Thursday night Diamond in the House was. So what we did is that we've been doing it now for 6 or 7 months, is that we have people come in home at 6:30 and we do a covered dish. We have associates bring in food. And then we've got a big screen TV and we Zoom in. I've yet to do much talking beyond my testimonial. So we let someone else talk. So it's not you. You don't have to worry, because the third biggest fear in the world is, besides death and taxes, is public speaking. So people hate to public speak. And if you expect them to, they won't do it. And so, but you guys can tap into this. We do it every Friday night, 7 o'clock Central. It's about an hour and 15-minute call. So we have a Zoominar. We do the presentation. It is a webinar. And we're on Facebook Live on Team Live It. We just started that, Debbie. I'm not sure if you saw that.
No, that's great.
And so I finally that was one of the advantages of Diamond, is that I got Latham's Team Live It password.
All right.
He doesn't know what I'm going to do now. So doing the in-home meetings is critical. We're a country that's becoming so splintered, and we're becoming to where everything we do is on this stupid thing. And the kids today don't know how to communicate to people. But I think God put it so deeply embedded in us that we all need relationships. Yes. And we need face-to-face time with people. So do an in-home meeting, Zoom someone in. I'll do it if you need to. So just, it works. And there's just something about that. And keep drilling down. Keep talking to your team. As you get people on board, talk to who they sign up. And that's how we found one of our biggest builders.
So Team Live It is a Facebook page also?
Yes. Yeah, okay. Terry Latham, Team Live It. So if they're a SIA, Aaron will put them in.
Okay. So if anybody's interested, you can go to Team Live It on Facebook and see it live it's at 8 o'clock.
7 o'clock Central.
Yeah, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. And then 5
o'clock on the West Coast.
Right. And then I don't know.
We have a lot of Australians that get on too, by the way.
Do you want to share the Zoom number?
Yeah, www.redox2.com.
Okay, so they just go to that and have the Zoom downloaded. Okay.
Right. So it's either a direct webinar or it's on Facebook Live on Team Live It.
Okay.
And then the other thing that we did that was kind of fun is that we went out. I don't know if anybody's ever gone. I'm a streetwalker. There's a small town south of San Antonio, and my wife made an appointment to talk to a pastor. He wasn't interested, but I went. It's a small town of 6,000 or 7,000 people, and I said, "Well, what the heck? We're here, right? So we might as well go around and start knocking on doors." So we start walking in and talking to business owners. And I made the commitment, let's do a meeting out here. And I didn't know where, I didn't know when, but I said, well, we'll find a place. So we started collecting business cards. Well, my last door knock was a guy that had been on a SIA 5 years earlier. So I immediately did a 3-way call with Jerry, and the guy had had a stroke 5 years earlier, no, 3 years earlier. So he's in a wheelchair. And so Jerry coached me like I'm sure you or Dr. Silverman would do. And the guy got up and took a couple steps with assistance, but he hadn't been able to do that. Well, the guy signed up immediately. And from that, we started doing meetings in his little business the next week or within like 2 weeks. So we probably have gotten 60 to 80, no, more than that now, several hundred associates just from that one. And wow. Guys, it's just so fun to go out and talk to people. Well, we've got something that's crazy. We've got, we're going to have a meeting here in a couple of weeks, and, it's being called the greatest medical health science breakthrough ever. Would you have an interest?
Mm-hmm.
And don't mention the SIA and don't mention redox.
Okay.
I don't, because they'll go to Google every time and they'll blow up. When they don't call back, it's because of that.
Okay. Absolutely.
So cool. Well, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right. Well, I'm going to just take 2 more minutes until the bottom of the hour to see if anybody has a question for you at all.
Sure.
So if you do, just unmute yourself and ask Jim.
Everybody's shy.
Hey, Jim.
Yo.
Sumner Erickson, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Can you see me?
No. Where are you?
I'm surprised my thing isn't popping up since I'm anyway, great to see you and your missus on Saturday.
Oh, there
in
you
Dallas.
are. Yeah, I see you now.
Yep, and congratulations. We appreciate everything you're bringing to us. SIA. So glad you found it. And love your simplicity. And right on. You got a great team. Congrats.
Thank you. Guys, and that I can't reiterate what Sumner just said. If you got to keep it simple. We are making this way too complicated. And those that make it complicated and don't follow we use a lot of Alan Noble stuff. He's our upline. And so we do keep it really, really simple. And guys, it really boils down to one thing. This is all a numbers game. If you want to succeed at this, you've got to talk to people, keep it simple, use a tool, and then do a 3-way call and do home meetings. And I guarantee it, if you do that, you'll succeed. But it does take time. Guys, it ain't going to happen overnight. We're not all Leland Duck. We're all not going to go out and in 14 weeks become a diamond. It took me three years to do it, but I know it can be done. And don't forget that. There have been people that have gone before us, and it can be done. You just have to have a big enough heart to want to go out and work with enough people, and it will happen. It happens. When you go to convention and you see all the people walking across stage, and guys, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it because it's going to be too blasted emotional. Because that was my dream 3 years ago when I went to Orlando, Florida, was that I want that to be us. And now that it is going to be us in 2 months, it just blows me away. It's a very, very emotional time.
It will be wonderful to see you up on stage, finally.
It's going to be cool to see you in a couple of days.
Absolutely. Well, that's true, too. All right, Jim, we can't thank you enough.
My pleasure.
And you're a prime example of how to get things done. So thank you so much.
Hey, Debbie, by the way, your story was probably more inspirational to me than anything, because we almost lost our home, by the way. I don't know if I shared that, but we almost lost everything. And we had to make this work. So I tell people, I said, look, wait until you have a tragedy and you have to make it work, or start working on it now. Because sooner or later, something's going to happen and you're going to need to build it. You might as well start before you need to, but we didn't. And luckily, we did not lose our home, but we almost lost our house too. So I can relate to you.
Absolutely. I can relate to you.
So thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
You bet. My pleasure, guys.
All right.
Debbie, before he goes away.
Say what?
I want to share something real quick before he goes away. Your story, Jim, about your website being left on the left side and all those people being sponsored.
Yeah.
That's a big part of your story as new people are starting.
Yes.
My son is a classically trained piano player, and he learned from what we call twinkles, 4 twinkles. They were the foundation of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star by Mozart. And those little twinkle things sometimes will get passed over. Like you said, you weren't aware and you weren't told and stuff like that. So the of that part of your statement, to make sure when people get started that those twinkles, those very basic understandings of those things, those critical things in place. I tell people all the time, this is not a first date, it's a marriage. Do your homework. And lay up the foundation. My son's a golf instructor now. And, to lay up the foundation and put all those things in place before you pick up that club and smack that ball. And like you said, just sign people up.
Yeah.
So that's part of your story.
Well, the other thing that I tell you what, guys, to me, it would, and we are going to get back out and start aggressively opening up new relationships. But the fact that we have this Fast Forward and the Fast Forward Plus, for someone that comes back and says, well, I can't afford it, I go, that's a lame excuse. Because anyone that has a belief that's big enough, and all I tell people to do is go to one website, and that's go to redoxexperiences.com. I said, there's only 2 choices. These are all a pack of lies, and everybody's making these stories up, or they're true. If you're going to tell me they're all made up, see you later. I don't want you on my team anyway. But if you look at these stories, and there's one science that's helping all these people, again, redoxexperiences.com. And so if you're financially strapped and you got a health issue, well, now we've got the program to get you through all of that. There's no excuses. We have a new associate just joined us 7 or 8 days ago, and she's already on number 6 of her Fast Forward Challenge. She's got almost 1,100 PV already. So she's going to get 3 cases, 3, and 50 or 25 samples. Wow, she can do it again in a week and get another 3 cases. So that's 6 cases free and 50 sample tubes. There are no excuses why anybody cannot build this, but it begins with one thing. It begins with a dream, but it also begins with a belief. And if you don't believe big enough, then you're not going to go show it and talk to everybody you know. And that's why I like Healthy Self. I see a Healthy Self, the Facebook page, and then also the Redox Experiences.
Right.
And the charge-up call. The charge-up call is critical.
That's true, too.
Cool.
You're the only one trained in Terry's group that think this charge-up call is important. So there you go.
There's more of us.
I tease him all the time about that. Anyway, again, thank you so very, very much. And thank you for all your tidbits. And I hope they caught them all, because there were a lot in what you said.
Well, my pleasure. Thank you, guys.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. So I'd like to make just a few announcements of things that are happening that are coming up, and a couple of recognition, and then I'm going to get to the new people so they can be heard from. But anyway, if you guys, if there's anybody close in California or have some team members there that can get there, in Oakland, California, this coming July 21st, Danny Doyle will be there, and he's an incredible speaker. He's one of the most beloved people, I think, in ASEA. He's got an incredible story. This literally saved his life. And he will be in Oakland, and then later in Long Beach on July 22nd, and then in Sandy, Utah on July 30th. So if you have people or can get there yourself, make sure you make note of that. He is well worth going to listen to. In Seattle on July 21st, it's with Bobby Martin. July 18th, our own Danielle Matthews is having her events in Sarasota and Melbourne. July 30th, oh no, never mind. August 4th in Denver, Colorado will be Alan Noble. He'll be back from Ireland. The Gates, the Bucks, Jackie Wetzler, Peg Coates, and I'll be there also. I won't be speaking. I'm just going to listen. August 11th, Tampa, Florida with Ed Weens and Karen Riley. And then, of course, the convention. And the convention is really, really, really a turning point. And there are still tickets out there. If you're brand new, you can still get a ticket for $179. If you're not brand new, there are still some tickets available for that price. They are now $300. And if you can make it there at all, it will help you make up your mind, and it will help you have the conviction that Jim Glenn, that you just heard from Jim Glenn. I just talked to Scott Aldridge, the Vice President of Projection for ASEA. They have some new research coming out. He said it's very exciting. And so I hadn't even heard about that yet, but they're going to be presenting that at convention, along with the two new nutritionals that we have coming out, and you will learn so much about them there. This is all meat. ASEA really doesn't do anything rah-rah. It's all about learning and learning from the experts about how to do the business, how to share this, and what our products can do. It's testimonials. It's talking to people that come in from all parts of the globe. We're going to have people there from all countries at this point. And it's going to be an incredible international convention. And so if you really want to turn yourself around, I always bring up my daughter because she was debating whether ASEA was for her last year or not. And I said, the convention is the best place for you to do that. And sure enough, she got there, and that's where she learned that this was really what she wanted to do and why she wanted to do it. So if you can possibly get there, please, and let us know if you need tickets. We are happy to get them. But honestly, think about getting to convention if you don't already have your ticket. We can get roommates if you want to share a room with somebody and cut the cost. Some people are rooming with even 4 people. It becomes very, very reasonable at that point. So just let us know what you need, and we're happy to help you find anything that you might need to get there. David was on for a little bit, but I don't see him now. David, are you still there?
I see him, Debbie.
Oh, there is David.
I'm here. I'm sitting on the steps.
Okay. Would you like to say something before I introduce the new people? I wanted to congratulate some of our new people who had rank advanced.
No, I just wanted to say I'm sorry I couldn't be on. We just had a great meeting here. We're at a cool inn in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, and what a blast! This is the second meeting I've done, second in a row, where every single guest that stood up and tried the gel had an amazing result. Every single one. We always say 90%. It was just fantastic, and they're brand new people are going to come to convention. They said, well, why is it important to come to convention? What am I going to get? And everybody that had been kind of shared, and I said, you know, are you looking at this strictly for health, or are you thinking opportunity? And they said opportunity. I said, then that's critical, because you're going to have a blind spot, and this is the chance to come. So a chance to get it very, very quickly, the whole thing. And I love what Jimmy said about the fast forward and being able to fund the product. I said the same thing. I can show people how to get their product for free and how to get benefit from the product. And if they don't do it, I just move on. I mean, you can't help everybody. They got to want to help themselves. But it was a great call. I've been listening in and off on this, but I'm going to click off to get back. There's still some people here to answer questions. So Debbie, thank you.
Okay, sure, absolutely.
By the way, hold on 1 second. I'm doing 3 webinars tomorrow. And if you guys have not been on them yet, they're all interactive. I'm not doing a PowerPoint. It is just like talking to someone at my kitchen table, and I share a couple websites that they can go to for more information, and then I answer questions. It's quick. It's about 20, 25 minutes, answer everybody's questions. 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, and 9 p.m. Eastern. So I'm doing one tomorrow night. I don't always do them at night. So hopefully I'll help you if you bring people to it. Okay?
I put that out to the team earlier, David. So
Awesome. Okay. Bye, everybody.
all right, bye-bye. Okay, I want to take just one time. I did put out a huge congratulations for the past 3 weeks, and I'm not going to go into all of them. I sent congratulations. If some of them are on your team, I hope that you have passed them and forwarded them on, because I can't include everybody. I don't have everybody's email quite yet anyway. But 2 people went silver. Marion Geist, who's a professional golfer under Lynn Matthews, went silver, and Tekla Brodek, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, under Sylvie. And she's in France. And so I wanted to congratulate them particularly. Sylvie, did you want to say anything about Tekla?
Yeah, love to. But Tekla has an amazing team. It's somebody I met through the internet, my traditional way. And she's been surrounding herself by a team of therapists. I mean, naturopath, energy healer. I mean, it's absolutely, and she has 2 associates who decide they will be bronze by Barcelona.
Wow.
So
that's incredible. That's so exciting, Sylvie, that France.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Actually, you know, my team in Europe, I live in Los Angeles. I have nobody really in Los Angeles. All my team is in Europe. So if people tell you I don't know anybody, okay, I'm in the US. They are in France, okay? Yes. So there is no limit of what you can do.
That's true, and you're living proof of that. Thank you, Sylvie.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And if Ivani was on, she could help me, but there is a Chinese woman, she told me, who went bronze, and I cannot, it's in Chinese symbols, and I don't know how to pronounce the name or anything, so I apologize for that, but if they're on or they hear, please know that I'm congratulating you for going bronze this week. But Taiwan and that area is definitely growing and coming up. So I know we have a lot of new people on the phone, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to call on Ida because I see the lady sitting next to her. And Ida, would you introduce your new person and let us know who she is?
Yeah, I have Kate Schroeder drove from another city to my house.
Okay.
In this horrendous heat.
Yes.
We have a heat wave in Calgary. Can you imagine? It's not a cold wave. And please kindly meet Kate. And also I have Gail Davis and Sandy Lee. Hopefully they both get on soon.
We'll let Kate talk for just a second.
I have Kate here. Come over, Kate. Come over.
I'm a shy one.
Well, just tell us just a brief background about yourself a little bit and why you chose to look at ASEA.
Oh, Ida introduced it and said, just try it. Because I do have health issues that, you know, the pain and the stiffness and all that with arthritis. And I like to be very active. Like I don't give in. You got to find something, and there's always something out there. And when I found this, I was just like, this is amazing. And I've met so many people that need it. I wish I had enough money to give it to everybody. But, you know, I got to work at a different, I've got to learn a little bit different way of building the business with it.
Yeah.
I know we
can help you with that.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Because I had no money to begin with, so I never gave product away. But that's probably very good.
Well, it's just family.
Value it if you give it away. I know.
Yeah, I know.
Family's the worst. So.
And they can afford it more than I can right now.
You just said it right. Family is the worst.
All right, and then you mentioned Gail Davis. I don't know.
Gail Davis, are you on? Gail Davis, she's on too. Gail, where are you? She texted me. She said she's seeing us. How about Sandy Lee? They both text me.
I don't see Gail.
I am. It's under Davis.
Oh, okay. Hi.
There she is.
There you are. Oh, under Davis, not Gail. Okay, I'm looking in the wrong place. Hi, Gail. Nice to meet you.
You too. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
And you're in the Calgary area also?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm
And tell us
North.
just a little bit about yourself and why you looked at ASEA.
Okay, that was through Ida again, and I had met her at a health show. She was showing her product and went back a few times. She probably told the story. I went back about 3-4 times, circled around. I've got rheumatoid, so I was questioning her about the benefit with rheumatoid arthritis in my hand. So I took the product. I haven't really done a lot with it. I have given it now to a couple other people who are interested, so maybe a team might be building under me. But I guess, yeah, I found some benefit to it. I'm watching it. I'm using the gel and the drink. And I felt some differences in how I feel.
Wonderful.
I'm just looking forward to like rheumatoid in my hands that have caused some disfiguration. So if that helps to rebuild it or lessen the severity of it, that's what I'm looking forward to. But I'm excited that there's been a couple people that have taken it on and have found some benefits. So like I say, maybe it might be something that I might be growing at or pursuing a little further besides just seeing how it was working with myself.
Perfect.
And I just talked about you many times, so I'm excited to see you in person when the time comes too.
Absolutely. Well, I'll talk to Ida about getting back up there soon. So, all right. Well, very nice to meet you.
Yes, thank you.
And then Sandy was the other one.
We had Sandy Lee. She had a hard time to get on Zoom, so I text her what to do. I don't know, Sandy, are you in?
And I don't see Sandy listed on here, so I'll look under Lee. I don't see her, Ida, so.
Oh, see, she's. I text her. I sent her how to do.
Okay. Well, maybe we can help
next time.
Yeah,
sorry.
No, that's all right. Okay,
hey,
so I want yes.
Hey, this is Sumner. I wanted to introduce a new team member.
Okay, sure.
Can you see me?
I have to scroll through. There's 3 screens, Sumner.
Yep. Here's a new team member.
Oh, there. Ah!
He's been on the product for how long now?
Yeah, he's been on the product since before he was born.
And tell him how old he is, Sumner.
And continues to use regularly.
Yep. Today he's 13 weeks old, 3 months.
All right. Perfect.
So anyway, he's happy to be on the team.
Finally. That's been Sumner's dream for his whole life. And with his beautiful, beautiful, beautiful wife, Jessica, right there, they had their first child 13 weeks ago. So, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
As usual.
He's happy to be a part of the team. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Sumner also brought a new person to the big event that they just had in Dallas. Her name is Jackie, and she's getting started, and she's very excited, and she's coming to convention also. So congratulations on her, Sumner, also.
Yep, you're welcome. She'll be on here one of these times. We'll get to introduce her.
Perfect. Okay.
Thank you.
And thank you for showing us your adorable little boy.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Debbie.
Yes.
Hey, Mike Weiner. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing awesome. I'm really excited to have a gentleman, Brett Ingham, with Rave Technologies. He is just joined one of my networking groups in Towson. And everyone that I brought in recently, I've put him through the system with the three-way call, did a three-way call with David. Does audio, visual, security systems, really sharp business owner, working very hard. And Brett, if you unmute yourself, you can introduce yourself to the team. It's the bottom left.
Let me see if I can find him.
Oh, I got it.
Okay, you got it?
There you go.
Yes.
So I met Mike at a networking event and networking group, and basically for me, I have a lot of health issues. I got injured on active duty. I had trauma to my head, and I have seizures, and I have some diabetes and some other issues going on. So I actually just got my product, and I'm excited about using it, and then using my story to help others.
Oh, fabulous! And thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
And I'm very, very happy that you found ASEA. That's many of the team here. Their passion is to help, especially veterans. But it's hard to get in. Sometimes the government doesn't always allow you to talk about stuff like this. So I'm very happy to have you. Are you in Maryland?
I'm in Baltimore, Maryland, yes.
Baltimore, yep. Okay, perfect. Wonderful. Well, I'm in Gaithersburg. David's in Rockville. So we're here to help. And we are putting together another big event right after convention. So we'll be letting you know when that is.
Great.
So I can't wait to meet you in person, Brett. That'll be great.
Yeah, sounds great.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks, Debbie.
Thank you, Mike.
My pleasure.
That's wonderful. I'm glad you could help him.
Yep. Welcome aboard, Brett.
Yep. We look forward to hearing your progress.
This is Pearl, Debbie. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Pearl.
In my car. So Yvonne and Mary are on, and Mary is brand new to the team. So
okay.
I'll be able to log into the Zoom. There,
Yvonne and Mary. Can you, well, let me look and see if I can see them.
That'd be Yvonne Porter. They were having a problem coming on board. I'm not sure why, but Mary is her new recruit, her new person. M-A-R-I.
Yeah.
It may be on, oh no.
Well, if Mary's not here, let me see if Yvonne is.
Yvonne Porter.
Yvonne is here. Unmute. Okay. Yvonne, can you speak?
Yeah, I'm here.
There you are.
Want to introduce Mary, your team?
She's
hello. Hello. Hi, Mary. Can you tell us?
How are you?
Hi, I'm wonderful. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Wonderful. Would you like to tell us just a little bit about yourself and why you took a look at ASEA to begin with?
Yeah, so Yvonne had introduced me to it. Actually, how many years ago was that?
Like 6, 7 years ago.
It was about 6 or 7 years ago. A lot earlier in the part of ASEA here, the story of ASEA. Mm-hmm. But we looked at it back in the day, both of us, and more Yvonne than myself. But for some reason we used it. It seemed to kind of work, but then for some reason we just kind of let it go. It wasn't until a few years later, Pearl kept dripping on both of us, to look back into this and to get in better health and so forth. I had quite a few issues that have been going on. So about 3 months ago, we both got back on ASEA, and I just feel amazing. I have arthritis, particularly in the back of my neck and parts of my spine, so it's very painful. And I've had some issues with my elbow as well, and jaw pain as well. I'm starting to kind of think of all the things that used to be, and right about at this time, about the 3-month mark, I really, really started noticing some very significant changes. And it's just been incredible. My arthritis I should say, is just doing so well. Like, I don't even really think about it. And it used to be an everyday occurrence. So there's a lot that's been going on. And I really owe that, both of us actually really owe that to Pearl, who kept talking to us about it over those years that we just kind of fell away from it. Because it's just made a huge difference at this point, and there's no way I will ever stop using ASEA or telling people about it. So we're really glad to be part of this.
Oh, Mary, that's wonderful. Well, welcome to the team. I look forward to meeting you in person also.
Likewise.
All right.
So excited for you both, and that's a fine example of don't ever give up.
Yes, definitely.
When you invite someone to look at ASEA, it just all is about the right timing. I call it divine timing. So just don't ever give up on people, because you never know when timing is going to be right for them to come on board.
Yep. Absolutely.
Debbie, I have someone who is on named Julia Dyer, and she's been, I think her first auto ship just processed. So Julia, are you there? You can unmute down in the corner of your screen on the left.
All right, Julia, I unmuted her, and then I think well, wait, it's not unmuting.
Well, maybe another time, or
Julia, can you unmute yourself? I just saw her and clicked unmute, and now she's gone. Oh no, she's unmuted. Julia, can you speak? All right. Well, Dorothy, I unmuted her, but maybe her sound system's not working.
Let's see. I'll text her and see, maybe whatever she wants.
Well, no, she's unmuted. She's just, we can't hear her if she's saying anything. So was there somebody else?
Yes, Debbie, this is Michael.
Hi, Michael.
Hi, I have Kelly Gerhardt on the call. She is brand new. She signed
great.
yesterday, and today she's already on the call. So that is very motivating. Kelly, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I just unmuted myself. Hi, everyone. Thank
Hi,
you. Nice
Kelly.
to meet you. So it's been a whole 24 hours since my husband and I signed up yesterday with Michael, and we're anxiously awaiting to get the products so we can try them out and have our own experience.
Perfect.
And I'm already planning good things and want to learn all I can.
And what motivated you to look into ASEA or to listen to Michael?
Mostly my husband has chronic back pain issues that he's had for a number of years. And so I was talking to Michael about that. And then I'm going through hot flashes, menopause, all that wonderful stuff. And so we decided originally I was just going to have him try it out. And then as I looked at more and more of the materials that Michael sent me, decided we were both going to try it. So we're just waiting for a product.
Oh, how wonderful. And where do you live?
San Francisco Bay Area.
San Francisco. Nice. Very nice area. Well, welcome to the team, and that's wonderful. And we look forward to hearing your progress. And please come back to the team phone call. We'd love to hear back from you and how you're doing.
Definitely will. Thank you so much.
With those issues.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Absolutely. Wow.
Debbie, Fred Bloom.
Yes?
It's Fred Bloom. I have a guest on the call.
Oh, hi, Fred. Sure.
Her name is Zakia, and she's from Virginia Beach and just joined us last week.
Wow. Lots of new people. That's wonderful. So her name's Akia?
Zakia with a Z.
Zakia, okay. Let me see.
I saw her on the...
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, hi. You're there?
Hi.
Hi.
Yes, I'm here.
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
You live in a beautiful area. So what got you what made you listen to Fred about ASEA, and tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, my name is Zakia Alexander, and I'm a teacher here in Virginia Beach. And
Perfect.
I've been seeing Dr. Bloom for maybe about a year. I'm a patient of his, and he didn't automatically tell me about ASEA and Renin, but I did start using the gel a couple months ago.
Okay.
And it really helped with some nerve pain that I've been experiencing.
Good.
And probably about, I think it's only been a week. I actually started drinking the ASEA, and I've gotten some immediate results. I can definitely feel it working on my stomach with my digestive issues. And I've been having some deeper sleeps and some really vivid dreams. So I definitely know that it's doing something different with my body. And I went ahead and I signed up as an associate. And I'm a little nervous, but because I'm not really a people person, I talk to kids all the time, but not adults. So I'm just really excited to see, you know, how it's gonna get me out of my comfort zone, I guess you could say. So I'm really excited.
Well, we are happy to help you. I know it's not always the most natural thing to do, especially when you're trying to bring up redox molecules in a conversation. That's not a natural thing to do. But since you obviously are good with people, and especially little people,
right.
You just come from the heart and just say, I've learned about something that's really helping me. Would you be interested in learning more about it yourself? It could help you with, you know, blah, blah, whatever you've been talking to them about. But we can help you with some of the things to just kind of say a little bit. But it's basically just having a conversation with people and saying, I know of something that could help you. I'm not an expert in it, so I'd like to get maybe somebody on the phone who could describe it to you better than I could. And then do a three-way with one of us. Dr. Bloom is a fabulous upline, and he knows so much about this. And then above him is Dr. David Silverman, who you might have just heard from a little bit. He's on the medical professional board with ASEA. And then I'm above David, so any of us are very happy to help you. Okay?
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. You're a beautiful lady.
Thank you.
Hi, Deb. This is Moore, and I have a new associate on the call tonight.
Sure.
She actually tried to sign up last night, and there was a technical difficulty, and so she finally signed up this afternoon, and she's already on the call. Sherry,
how wonderful.
Sherry is on the telephone call.
Okay. So Sherry, are you there?
Can she unmute herself by hitting, what is it, star or star 6? Or the
no, it's not that. If she's on the Zoom, well, if she just dialed in, it would be star 6, I believe.
Can you hit star 6?
I can unmute. I can. Do you know her area code?
804. The last 4 digits are 1915.
Yep, I just unmuted her. So Sherry, are you there? You can talk. We can hear you. Sherry, are you there? I did unmute her.
Okay. Well, she's being bashful tonight.
Being bashful.
But she's being energetic because she just got
that's great.
Finally signed up tonight.
Sherry, we'd like you to welcome you to the phone call and to the team. And we'd love to have you tell us a little bit about yourself whenever you feel comfortable and why you looked at ASEA. But thank you for coming on the team phone call.
Thank you, Debbie.
So, absolutely. And congratulations. That's wonderful.
Thank
you. Anybody else new? It's fabulous that we had at least about 10 people on tonight. Okay. Well, it is a little bit past 9. Let me just ask if there's any questions at all that you guys have about anything, and then I can let you go.
Debbie, this is Sue again. I just have one comment. I've had a couple technical difficulties lately signing up associates, and some people may not, there's Sherry, I think. Some people may not realize that it goes on. I had 2 associates that it looked like they signed up. It smelled like they signed up. They showed up in my binary tree and in my dashboard, but there was technical difficulties and they were not signed up, but they were given associates numbers. And had I not called the office to ask a couple questions, we would have never known those people were not actually signed up as associates. So it might
Did you
be
give them the number that you've got?
Yes, they had them signed up as an associate and gave them an associate number, but there was technical difficulties with one of them with the bank, with the credit card, because she'd hit the submit button too many times because she wasn't getting the feedback saying thank you for your order. So she kept hitting the submit button, and her bank thought that was a concern, so they froze her card.
Right.
And it took us quite a while to get that was straight. But in the meantime, she showed up as an associate with an associate number in the binary tree, in the dashboard. We didn't know there was a problem. I didn't get an email saying that there was a problem, and neither did she. So sometimes if things don't look quite right, you might want to call associate support and ask them, because that's happened to me twice in the last week.
Yeah, we haven't had any technical difficulties that anybody has reported. However, if you do hit submit too many times, it will cause that to happen.
And if their bank card is not, sometimes your bank will see something and say, you don't usually make a purchase there or that kind of purchase. So sometimes the bank cards will just not allow the purchase to go through. But again, I guess while ASEA holds it to figure out what's going on, they do show up as an associate and can actually get into a back office and can actually do things. So, but not realizing that they weren't actually totally signed up.
Right.
So that's,
well, and they were signed up if they have a back office and stuff. It just that the order didn't go through, and so they wouldn't have been active. So that's what. So you do have to be on top of it as far as that goes. We've had one other person that just did that recently, that their bank card did not go through. And so we just called, and they had their order was put in and they were fine then.
Right. And we were able to get both of them straightened out with associate support real quickly. But just to bring people's attention to that, they might want to really watch that.
Yes, you should be paying attention to if people, and I always try to get their information and sign them up so I know it goes in the right way.
Sherry, are you there? I see your phone number. You can talk.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you?
There you go.
Oh, there's Sherry. All right, if you will tell us just a little bit about yourself and why you looked at ASEA, and then we're going to end the phone call.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I live in Richmond, Virginia, and I met Sue through an acquaintance. April 9th, I had aneurysm and brain surgery and a mild stroke during surgery. So I've been through a lot of therapies, and my arthritis is kicking up with all this going on. So I'm looking forward to getting started on some of the redox stuff.
Oh, perfect. Well, we'd love to hear your progress, and I know it can. Well, I've seen this help the issue that you're talking about very quickly a lot of times. So we'll just hold you in our prayers that it helps you very quickly also.
Thank you.
All right. Wonderful. And you're very close in Richmond, so we hope to meet you in person soon.
What was her name again? I didn't catch her first name, but I'd love to connect. I'm in Charlottesville. Sherry?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I wrote down your phone number. So I'm Dorothy Dabney. So I'd love to.
Hi, Dorothy.
Yes, and we do have things in Charlottesville quite often. We have quite a team there, Dorothy being one of them, and Sarah Sturm and Carolyn and Paul Hoffman. So,
Debbie, I do have a question. This is Rocky. Can you hear me?
Sure.
Okay, I am in mid-Missouri, and I'm really hunting for someone that I can connect with in Missouri. I haven't been able to really come up with anyone to network with. So if you could put it out there that I'm just hunting for someone, I'd love to connect and, come up with some kind of programs that we can do together to get this going.
Absolutely. Well, Rocky, would you mind giving me your email address?
Yes, it's Rocky, ROCKY _ RNC @hotmail.com. And I just Facebooked you and you accepted me today.
Oh, perfect.
I'm in your Facebook.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so then I can instant message you too.
Yes.
There are people, like Jerry White and them have people in, it's Iowa though, I think.
I know Ed Weems.
Yes.
Recently, he had asked if there was somebody near St. Charles that could get some product to somebody in St. Charles, Missouri. And I found it a few days after the fact, and I tried to contact him, but we haven't touched bases yet.
All right. Well, I can get you. Oh, you know, Ed Weems is in Ecuador right now.
Yes, I did see that. So I figured it might be a few weeks before I can check with him. But, you know, I'm looking for some people in Missouri.
All right. Well, we will. We'll get on that and see. Supposedly, we're turning on Genie so that if an event happens in Missouri, we'd be able to broadcast everybody in Missouri.
Okay.
So I might even be able to ask Larry McFarland if there's people in Missouri that he could maybe. So I'll try to find out if I can do that because he doesn't really know do that. But
Great.
anyway,
I would appreciate that. Thank you so much.
But in the meantime, we are happy to Zoom in and help you in any way. If
Yes.
You have over something, okay?
Yes, I have been doing that.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Debbie, can I ask you a quick question as well?
Sure.
This is Rhonda.
Okay.
So my daughter's in the Air Force and she's stationed there in Maryland at Fort Meade, and she's going to be transferring to Oahu, and I'm going to go out there for a month to take care of my grandson to help her out. So I'll be there for a while. Is there anybody on Oahu that's on our team that I can connect with while I'm out there?
That's almost a Paul Tyra question. He's got more people in Hawaii, I think, than anybody.
Oh.
But Craig Linder is a diamond on the Big Island of Hawaii. And I'll have to check with them to see if there's people on Oahu. Okay.
Yeah, and I can connect with Paul as well and see if he has somebody there I can connect with.
You know Paul?
I don't know him, but I have.
Hang on, let me just, I don't know where that's coming from. I can't find it.
I think it's Rocky's line that needs to be muted. Hey, Rocky.
Okay, I just muted everybody, and Rhonda, I will check to see if there is anybody on Oahu, okay, for you. Paul just texted me back with something, so he might be able to answer me right away, and then I can get back to you, okay? All right, you can unmute again. I just couldn't even hear.
Okay, yeah, it was a little bit loud. So yeah, no, I appreciate that. I don't have a departure date yet. She's still getting final orders, but it's probably within the next 3 weeks that I'll be going.
Okay.
And I'll be there for the month of August. So
okay.
Yeah, so any contacts there would be great. And then also, I'd like to give you a phone call and talk to you a little bit. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
I think your number is listed, I'm under David Silverman, so I think your number's listed with him.
Well, here, just let me give it to you. It's on the Winfrastructure thing for sure. So.
Oh, is it? Okay.
But it's exactly this. It's my phone number is the Zoom number. It's 301-802, but it's 3822.
3822. Okay.
And I just put it into the chat bar. Okay.
Great. Okay,
That's
good.
my phone number. My Zoom used to be my phone number, but I kept getting too many phone calls during the Zoom trying to get in. So I changed.
Oh my goodness.
So it was not a good thing to do.
No. Okay. Note to self.
Note to self is right.
Oh, okay, good. And are you? What time is it? So it's like 9 o'clock your time. So are you available tomorrow to call?
Yes.
You are. Okay, then morning?
After the charge up call, because I have some leadership calls in the morning that kind of keep me booked through the charge up call, and then so right after the charge up call, whenever that is for you, I'm available for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I'm in California, so I'm in Pacific Coast time. So I'll call you after the charge up call.
Yeah, that's 8:30 your time. So
yes, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you, Debbie.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, bye-bye. Anyone else with anything? All right, well, I'm going to say good evening to everybody. I have a three-way call waiting for me at this point. So I will say good evening, and I hope everybody has a great, great, great week. And I will get back to the two people who had questions. So good night, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.
Absolutely. Good night.
Thanks.
Uh-huh.